Evan,
Yo, yo, how are
how are
you?
you, man?
I'm great. It's so good to see you.
So good to see you too. I feel like the last time we actually saw each other was maybe the first week of March.
Yeah, because I went down to my parents' house in Florida for spring break with the anticipation to stay through Reggae Rise Up, and then
Yeah,
halfway through that is when everything started getting so real.
yeah, man. So you and I were at Arizona Roots together, and then we probably had 2 or 3 days left in the office in Charlottesville.
Yeah,
Maybe a whole week. I'm not quite sure.
I
Before
think.
you went down.
Yeah, I think we came back, 'cause then I got a little under the weather when we came back. So yeah, I think like 3 days in the office and then
Yeah,
left, which is such a bummer that why did I have to get sick? I wish I knew it was the last week that we were actually going to be up there.
me too, man. Me too. Well, hey, so for everybody watching, um, you know, Evan Button was Rootfire's intern. The way that you and I met is something that I just love it so much. I wonder if you could tell us the story about how tell your perspective on how that all came together.
Yeah, so at my college, we had to do a presentation on a independent record label, and that was kind of the first time I really found out what Rootfire was, from doing research on that. So I shot an email to like the Rootfire at rootfire.net, not knowing like how many people were at the company or like anything about the structure, and um, pretty quickly you responded back and were like, I'd love to talk. So we set up a time to talk, and it was super cool. I think we went on for like an hour, which was so amazing that you were just like gracious of your time to just talk to some random dude who hit you up. And so found out about you guys through that, and then I went down to Reggae Rise Up a couple months later, and you guys had a tent there, and wandered up with my buddy Sean, and was talking to Bree, and it's like, yeah, I interviewed Reid for a class. And she's like, oh, he's right there. I was like, oh, what's up? So that was the first time we met, and it was super brief. I think it was St. Patrick's Day, probably.
Mhm.
So yeah, kind of crazy running around, but yeah. So kind of met you through that, and then I feel like we maybe stayed in touch a little bit after that. But then once I was looking for an internship, um, I knew I wanted to do it with you guys as soon as I learned about the company. So then when it came time for an internship, yeah, hit you up, and we started the process of talking, and yeah, that got us here.
Yeah, yeah. I remember each of those little moments myself, and when you hit me up about one of the things about a music business program in college is that part of it is that you interview somebody who works in the industry to write a paper on it, and you were maybe the second or third person I had ever done that with, and I remember you mentioning at the time, it's like, hey, well, eventually I'm going to need to do an internship, so I would love to do it with Rootfire. And I
Yeah,
remember thinking, like, sure, yeah, cool. And then, like, the next thing I knew, you were right in front of me at Reggae Rise Up at the booth. And at a festival, it's always kind of like, whoa, whoa,
yep,
whoa. And then it was like, oh, you're Evan. Okay, you're the guy. Yeah, great. Okay, cool. And I remember having this image, seeing what you looked like and who you were, and getting a feel for your energy. And I remember you hitting me up about, when it came time to find an internship, and I remember some reluctance on my part because we didn't have an official internship program,
right.
and and I remember at some point uh, explaining that, and you're like, "That's okay." I was like, "Really? Great." And I remember being really struck by the fact that um, you were proactive enough to pursue an internship that didn't exist. And that to me is like, well, this guy's great. If he's proactive enough to to go look for something that isn't right in front of him, well, that's awesome. And it reminds me of Danny Calv's conversation last night, or the night before, last night, I guess, talking about how he was in a music business program, and they said the one thing he shouldn't do is reach out to people directly. And one day he got a whim to do that, and it was the Dust Brothers, and he got an internship, or he got a gig with them, and
nice.
Next thing you knew, he was recording Guero with Beck and the Dust Brothers, and it's all because he reached out for something that maybe didn't exist yet. And I will always have that as kind of like a defining memory of you, and the way that we got to meet each other was you just hit me up, and it's like, well, great.
Yeah. I mean, like, otherwise, outside of Rootfire, I didn't really know of other reggae companies where I could go do an internship besides going to California, which just was not a feasible option to go to the complete other coast. But it'll always kind of be funny to me that Charlottesville is where this all came together, because before I really understood what Rootfire was, the number one place I wanted to go for my internship was Red Light. And the second I found out about Rootfire, that switched. But yeah, both in Charlottesville, so it's kind of funny that just in a little mountain town, two awesome companies doing great things in similar and different worlds, and both super interesting to me.
Yeah, Charlottesville is a special place for sure. So you're down in Asheville, North Carolina now, but you actually moved to Charlottesville from January till more or less COVID.
Yeah, basically.
And so, it's so crazy to think about how quickly that time flew. You came into the office 5 days a week with me and with Gray O'Neill, who isn't on screen with us here, but obviously has been a huge part of the work that I do for the last couple of years. And I wonder if you have any reflections now, a couple months removed from it, on like what that day-to-day was like for you, and what were things that were surprising or rewarding or anything.
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning, of course, I had like the first day jitters, because I had no idea what to expect. But once I got in there with you guys, I was like, wait, these guys are totally cool and like similar, because like we all love this genre and like are invested in it. That definitely helped to put me at ease. And I'll always be like so thankful for how, like, if you guys had a call or a meeting with somebody in town, like, you wanted me there, and after the fact you wanted to like hear my reflection of how that went, and like you valued that opinion. So I don't think I would have gotten that at necessarily a bigger company, with more moving parts. I think just the whole nature of how Rootfire works was really the perfect fit, which I wasn't really expecting at all, because I had no idea what to expect. But just like getting to go out to Arizona Roots with you, and things like that, and then doing Rootfire TV, and getting to talk to all of these artists and producers that I've looked up to for a while. It's just like, wait, like, this is more than just like busy work at some office. Like, this is actually like head in, like getting to work and really learn from you guys and learn what it's like to be in this industry.
Yeah. Your ability to jump in and just be yourself and be there, be present, and have an open mind and be willing to help out where we needed help and to lend your thoughts was really, I remember within the first day or two of you being there. I mean, we had already met in person a couple times. You'd been to Charlottesville a month or so before the internship started to, sign the paperwork for your teachers and stuff. But I remember your, you were just sort of like a sponge and up for anything. And I just remember being like, yeah, cool. Like, Evan can hang. and we really all are just more or less regular people trying to do the best we can. And it's interesting how, as you and I were talking before we went live here, just kind of like once you kind of like get yourself in the day-to-day flow with people, it's kind of interesting how like everybody is just a normal person trying to do good work. And I remember us being at Arizona Roots, which is obviously the world of a festival is like a jam-packed weekend of craziness, but you also have like so many interactions with real people who are doing real work every day. And I remember Steel Pulse going on stage, and I think I had a different wristband than you did or something, so I could kind of go everywhere, but you couldn't. And I remember going up to Dan and being like, Dan, Steel Pulse is like one of Evan's favorite bands. Can we get him a wristband too? And like being able to bring you side stage there and watch Steel Pulse was something that I was just stoked. Not only that I was there, but like that's something that you could experience too. And there are just so many kind of moments of your experience that I enjoyed being along for the ride for. And that was really one of them for sure.
That's so awesome to hear. Like it's really cool to like have somebody that like a mentor that cares about like not just the work I'm doing for you and with you, but like the experience that I'm getting out of it. And yeah, like the Arizona Roots stuff was just insane. Like that whole weekend, whether it's like meet and greets at the Rootfire tent, or getting to go side stage at Steel Pulse, who like it's a band I've seen a good handful, like probably 5 times. And it's not a band that like I'll get to see forever. So to get that experience where I'm like that close and like seeing them really work their magic and do their craft was just like such a mind-blowing experience for me. Like never in 100 years would I have thought that I would have been side stage watching Steel Pulse play for a couple thousand people.
Yeah, super cool, man. So now you're down in Nashville, North Carolina. You've been down there for a month and a half or so, getting yourself established, working your day job now, working for Canvas Prints, right?
Yep. CanvasPrints.com.
Yep, and you're doing like social media and email marketing stuff for them, right?
Yeah. Basically, run all the emails, design those, and control the different flows, and then create the content for social media and write the different verbiage for the website, and that's basically it. So it's cool, although it's not music industry. It's really awesome to still get to be creative in a job, because that's something that not a lot of people get to do. So just like to get to go to work and be creative is just a great thing.
Yeah, and one of your creative outlets, of course, is music. You've got a new project called Lua Flora. Tell us about how you met those guys and how the project got started.
Yeah, so super excited about this. It's been a very long time in the works. Sean, who plays bass, and charango for us. We've been playing together for 4 years or so. I met him like my first week at school when I went to Appalachian State. He was my section leader in guitar ensemble, and from there we just started hanging out all the time and playing music together. And then our mandolin player, who also switches off to bass, Hinton. He graduated a year or two before me, but Sean and him had been playing in a band together since their freshman year. So, they've been playing together for like 6 years. So although this is like the first formal setting where the three of us have gotten together, I feel like we have that chemistry that like a seasoned band that's been playing for a few years would have, because we all know each other and we know each other's tendencies and musicianship. And honestly, like I couldn't be luckier to be in a band with these guys. I mean, they're ridiculous. Sean, he he has a knack for weird instruments that nobody else plays. Like with us, so he plays an acoustic classical bass called the contrabass,
Oh
and
yeah.
he plays a charango and a ronroco. They're both Peruvian instruments, kind of similar to a mandolin, um, and he's just insane. Like he's played at Carnegie Hall and has toured Iceland and France playing contrabass, and so to get to play with him, and then Hinton, plays every instrument. At school, he was a trombone major, and for us, he plays bass and mandolin. And you put something in front of him, and he'll play it, and he'll make it sound ridiculously good. So just to get to create with those guys is such a humbling and honoring experience, really.
Awesome, man. So you guys just put the band together in the last month or so, and you've put out a couple of videos so far, right?
Yeah, we we finalized like on a name and everything a month ago. I mean, we had been working on that since like December, trying to find the right fit. But yeah, we launched this past Sunday, and the feedback has been awesome. We posted a like a little 1 minute clip of us just hanging out on the back porch, playing one of our songs, and um, yeah, we're planning on releasing videos every single week. Of just our acoustic jams, and kind of give you guys an inside look at what we're creating.
And what do you see, like, what are some of the short term and longer term goals, say over the next 6 and 12 months or so?
Yeah, so short term right now, next week the video that we're putting up is our fan version of Cali Roots Rhythm, which came out just about a month ago, I think, for the whole project. But in Adam Gross's session on RootfireTV a couple weeks back, he was like, "Hey, totally do a cover of it and post it on YouTube." So we downloaded the instrumental track and wrote some lyrics and some different instrumental parts over it. So yeah, we've been working on getting that recorded and mixed. So we're planning on dropping that towards the end of next week, probably a week from today, honestly. And we'll just put that on YouTube. Then after that, we're gonna do two dub remixes from music I put out under my own name with Sean playing in the band and Hinton. Um, so we're kind of like taking those, rebranding them, and putting them out under this new project. And one of them's with our good friend Cultivated Mind from Virginia,
Mm-hmm.
and another one with Victor Rice, who, as we were talking about, was somebody that I got connected with through Rootfire TV, and just another one of those people that's like it's like Easy Star All Stars, and like I just got to talk to him for a while and make that connection, and now he's producing a dub track for us. So that's coming up, and then once we can get playing shows again, we'll be ready for that for sure.
Awesome. Awesome, man. Well, I know you've got a couple of tunes to play for us. I don't want to bore everybody else with my mug here, so I'll get off the screen. But before I leave, the Rootfire TV sessions, which you were a huge part of creating, were really intended to help put money in artists' pockets, to help fill the gap from touring. Now, the world has changed a lot just in the last couple of weeks. I know that you've decided, rather than putting in money in your own pocket, you've decided you want to donate to a cause. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so collectively, the band kind of decided that this money needed to go to the Black Lives Matter movement, and you know, recognize that we're playing reggae music, and that we need to pay our respect to where this genre comes from. So yeah, we're going to be sending all the money, if you donate tonight, to the NAACP Legal Defense and Education Fund. Super great fund by an organization that, of course, everybody knows. And out of the sake of transparency, if you do donate, I will be posting a confirmation receipt of the money going to the NAACP. So make sure you pay attention to our socials if you donate, so you can see that money, your hard-earned money, going to that organization.
Awesome. Very, very cool of you guys. Well, Evan, I'm gonna skedaddle here and leave it to you to serenade us for a while. I look forward to hearing your music, and thank you so much for being here and doing what you do and being who you are. So with that, I'll say goodbye and sit back and enjoy your music for the next little while.
Sounds great. Thanks so much, Reid.
Yeah, thank you, Evan. I'll see you, man.
All right, guys, let's get into some music. Gonna do a couple covers, couple originals for you guys tonight. If you have any requests you want the band Lua Flora to learn for the future, definitely drop them in the comments. I'll go back through there later on, and we'll take those suggestions and run with them and put our own little version up. All right, this first tune is called Top of the World. When you think you've made it to the top of the world, take a look around, quit counting your diamonds and pearls. Put them back into the mountain from which they came. Enrich your soul, the soil enrich the clay. Where I'm from, I've always found best to keep my feet on the ground. Surround myself with those I love. That is the highest power to reside above. And when the wealth is spinning fast, don't worry if you're last. You'll make it in the end, you know. And if you're slipping in your mind, start taking back your time and watch your heart grow. Oh, 10,000 degrees, baking in the sun. Suddenly lonely at the top doesn't sound like fun. Stuck in a drought with nowhere to turn. With salvation on your mind and for peace in this time you yearn. Where I'm from, I've always found best to keep my feet on the ground. Surround myself with those I love. That is the highest power to reside above. And when the world is spinning fast, don't worry if you're last. You'll make it in the end, you know. And if you're slipping in your time, start making up your mind and watch your heart grow. So I hope you guys are having an absolutely great start to your weekend. We're going to sing this next part together. I'll teach it to you real quick. It goes like this. Brings me right back down. When love surrounds, it brings me right back down. When love surrounds, it brings me right back down. When love surrounds, it brings me right back down. It brings me right back down. When love surrounds, it brings me right back down. When love surrounds, it brings me right back down. When love surrounds, it brings me right back down. It brings me right back down. When love surrounds, it brings me right back down. When love surrounds, it brings me right back down. When love surrounds, it brings me right back down. One more time. It brings me right back down. When love surrounds, it brings me right back down. When love surrounds, it brings me right back down. when love surrounds, brings me right back down. Yeah, it's called Top of the World. So, if you're just tuning in, Reid and I were talking earlier about Arizona roots and getting to see Steel Pulse from Side Stage, which Steel Pulse has been one of my favorite bands for quite a while, and to get to see them from that angle and have that experience was so amazing. So gonna do a classic Steel Pulse song for you guys here. Out on the corner with my roller skates, yeah, having fun with the girls. Says I'm feeling great. Whoa, dark of the night, street lamps glowing on for bless. My radio. Having fun. What becomes this guy in his flashy car? In his mouth stuck a big cigar. Needed my help, said he lost his way. Never heard a word he said. Find some street, yeah. He wanted instructions, so I turned down the music to point out directions. Guess what guy jumped on me, messed up my clothes, smashed and grabbed my radio, calling all detectives. Criminal at large, smoking a big fat cigar in his flashy car, thinking I'm a superstar. Hey, life without music, I can't go. Life without music, I can't go now. I'm gonna get 'em. The last thing I do, must get the beating till him red and blue. Didn't take long to catch him. Parked up car, music blasting. On the sidewalk he was dancing, stealing the show. People watching, roller skating. Hot on his tracks, stick 'em up, mister. Give me back, give me back, give me back, give me back my radio. Guy jumped on me, messed up my clothes, smashed and grabbed my radio, calling all detectives. Criminal at large, smoking a big fat cigar in his flashy car, thinking some superstar. Hey, life I can't go, I can't go. Life without music, I can't go now. Can't get away, crime don't pay. Smashed and grabbed my radio. Whoa, 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 whoa. Said there is nothing greater, nothing best like the music from my wireless. The only thing that I detest is the man who stole my wireless. He might be run like a fugitive. He might be run from detectives. He might be run like a fugitive. He might be run from detectives. Samuel Thomas is the thief's name. He must lead a life of shame. Some of them call him Uncle Sam. Some of them call him Uncle Tom. Uncle Sam and Uncle Tom. Yes, they are the same man. S-A-M means steal away music. T-O-M means thief of the music. Drummer and the bass have to move my ways. Lyrics and song have to keep me strong. Rhythm and the skank me have jolly thing. Samuel Thomas must get from you. And if he get the beating, yeah. I said, if he get the beating, yeah. Well, now, on my roller skates. Yeah, a little classic steel post for you guys on this Friday night. Yeah, so as we were talking about earlier, I'm based here in Asheville, North Carolina now, part of a band called Lua Flora. We got some exciting stuff coming up. We got our fan version of the Cali Roots Rhythm dropping next week on YouTube, so make sure to head over to our Facebook and our Instagram, which is at Lua Flora Music, to peep that when it comes out. And I'd love to see where you guys are tuning in from, so drop that down in the comments. Let's see who we've got, what different states we got here. This next tune is called Back to You. And it's one of my favorites to play. And I hope you guys love it too. See you walking down the same old road, my friend. What can we do? Differentiate between all the lies and let yourself shine through. Said you are one of a kind. You deserve so much more than a roof over your head, food in your belly, and clothes to keep you warm. I keep it humble, keep it righteous, keep it sacred, keep it true. Believe in your self-love, and it'll come back to you. Keep it noble, keep it holy, keep it irie, keep it new. bestow love on others, yeah, and it'll come back to you. Now, can you see it from afar? I mean, your negative self-talk. Everybody leaves those tracks with the shoes they walk. But you are more than capable of achieving your dreams. You see, the negativity is not their way of life or how you make your means. I keep it humble, keep it righteous, keep it sacred, keep it true. Believe in yourself, love, and it'll come back to you. Keep it noble, keep it holy, keep it airy, keep it new. Bestow love on others, y'all, and it'll come back to you. Keep it humble, keep it righteous, keep it sacred, keep it true. Believe in yourself, love, and it'll come back to you. Keep it noble, keep it holy, keep it airy, keep it new. Bestow love on others, y'all, and it'll come back to you. Yeah, that tune is called Back to You. That's one of the songs we will be releasing as a dub remix later this summer or early fall. We're doing that with Mr. Victor Rice of Easy Star All Stars. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Really stoked on it. Yeah, we're gonna go into a tune called Pipe Dream, and I won't say too much, but I think it perfectly describes a lot of what's going on right now. Hey, Mr. Big Shot, what's on your mind? Another plan so you can sit back and rewind our reality to an evil time when racism was on the politician's dime. Whoa, this is our march on Washington. This is reality sinking in. This is our war falling in Berlin. This is our time to make a difference. This is our 1963, our version of I Have a Dream. Look at us, 20th century. Equality still feels like a pipe dream. Gunshot, listen to it ring. No longer bleeds, but the pain still stings. Band-aids don't cover bullet holes, especially when they penetrate down to your soul. Almighty God said, where are you now? If you gave a shit, you would be screaming out loud. From the churches and from the towers, how the fuck you let this clown come into power? Whoa, this is our march on Washington. This is reality sinking in. This is our war falling in Berlin. This is our time to make a difference. This is our 1963, our version of I Have a Dream. Look at us, 21st century. Equality still feels like a pipe dream. Slithering through the grass like a big snake, constricting our country, our people, but we're not gonna break. I can be patient, just not in the face of hate. Standing arm in arm, what this uprising will take. Whoa, this is our march on Washington. This is reality sinking in. This is our war falling in Berlin. This is our time to make a difference. This is our 1963, our version of I Have a Dream. Look at us, 21st century. Equality still feels like a pipe dream. Yeah, once again, a tune called Pipe Dream. Now use this opportunity to remind you guys that all donations tonight are going to the NAACP Legal Defense and Education Fund. You can donate on rootfire.net/TV or via Venmo at Rootfire. And yeah, 100% of that going to the NAACP. And if you already have donated, thank you very much. I'll be sure to send you a message and let you guys know when that money is sent over to the organization. This next tune is by Culture, who is one of my all-time favorite roots band. You know, I probably only got into them a year and a half ago, and just kind of went on a deep dive, honestly, into that whole band and their entire catalog. So this song is called If a God Dread by the great Culture, the late Joseph Hill. Each day, each night, prices get higher, 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 higher. Poor people soon can't put them pot to fire, 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 fire. Each day, each night, prices get higher, 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 higher. Poor people soon can't put them pot to fire, 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 fire. Take a look at some of those in the ghetto. We're not even a stock of scallions, just cannot grow. And the children seem to be dying of hunger. And the shirts and pants bottoms seem to be torn. Ooh, yeah. Year after next, it I go dreader, 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 dreader. Year after next, it I go dreader, 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 dreader. Year after next, it I go dreader, 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 dreader. Year after next, it I go redder, 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 redder. Yeah. Take a look at some of those in the ghetto, where no food at their store cannot grow. Yes, the people seem to be dying of hunger, and everything seems to be gone from their possessions. Year after next, it I go dreader, 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 dreader. All who survive shall live forever, ever, ever, ever. Year after next, it I go dreader, 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 dreader. All who survive shall live forever, ever, ever, ever. Fittest in the fittest of time shall live forever, ever, ever, ever. All you have to do is just praise Jah, praise Jah, praise Jah, praise Jah. Year after next, it I go dreader, 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 dreader. All who survive shall live forever, ever, ever, ever. Do, 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 bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 ba, 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 da, 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 da. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 ba, da, 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 da. Yeah, If I Got Dread by Culture. If you're not familiar with them, definitely go check them out. They have a pretty large catalog, and it's quite enjoyable in my opinion. Except there's I guess another new like hip hop group named Culture, and some of their stuff has popped up on there. It's like a remix of Africa by Toto under Culture. So that's not the right Culture, but Culture, original roots reggae. It's great stuff. Well, thank you guys so very much for tuning in tonight. Once again, my name is Evan Button. I'm part of a band called Lua Flora. That's Luaflora. And check us out on Facebook and on Instagram and Twitter. It's all at Lua Flora Music. We're going to be dropping some cool stuff coming up, so stay tuned for that towards the end of next week and the rest of this summer. I'm going to send you guys off with a tune called Walking Dead. Has nothing to do with the TV show because, I've never seen it. But let's get into it. Nothing has changed, and I still feel like a strange man out here on my own, and the sky's too cloudy for the stars to guide me home. Yeah, stuck in this spacesuit, the thousands follow you. Should I hop into line or step right into my own mind? Giving you my all, but still feel so far away. Trip down, running in circles every single day. Maybe I could come down if I took what my doctor said. Then I'd be another zombie in the Walking Dead. Do you even care? No, I've turned into a cyclone, ripping earth up and taking it with me wherever I go. And if I stop spinning, who is really winning? But I guess it's out of my control, 'cause I'm just a body on loan. Giving you my all, but still feel so far away. Trip down, running in circles every single day. Maybe I could come down if I took what my doctor said. Then I'd be another zombie in the Walking Dead. In the Walking Dead. In the Walking Dead. In the Walking Dead, yeah. The Walking Dead. 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 Yeah, well, thank you guys so very much for tuning in. If you want to hear more of what you heard tonight, but with a trio behind it, then go check out Lua Flora, and we'll be seeing you guys so soon. Big up Rootfire for having me, and thank you guys all for tuning in. Peace.